Namaste. Hi there. It's me, Stacey Lei, and of course I'm here with Miss Foxy Brown. Welcome to yoga, and thank you so much for joining me. I have a lovely warrior flow today. We'll be standing for the majority of the time. Now you could set your mat up forward and back so that you could watch me the whole time. I'll be turning from side to side so that you could see what the postures are. I would like you to have a mat set up, and it would be really helpful if you had a block, only for one of our postures. So if you don't have a block, no problem. You could use a thick sofa cushion in its place as an option. And also, if you have any concerns about your balance, set your mat up close to a wall or a high back chair so you can lean on it if you start to wobble. You could place your block down in the center of your space and just come meet me towards the front of your mat. Start with your feet just a little bit wider than your hips and place your left hand onto your heart and your right hand on top of that. This is your chance to acclimate, to make the shift from your busy world out there to the quiet space in here with me. Inhale through your nose. Take your time exhaling. Breathe just like that 2 more times. As you listen to me, repeat our mantra for today's class. With wisdom, I know. With virtue, I do. I am focused. I am grounded. With wisdom, I know. With virtue, I do. I am focused. I am grounded. If you had closed your eyes, please blink your eyes open now and step your feet close together. Let's begin with a spinal warm-up, a modified sun salutation. Bring your thumbs to your shoulders and stretch your arms up over your head. Your fingers should be wide, your thumbs pointed back. Squeeze your ankle bones together and your knees. Lift your thighs up off your knees and engage your seat. Also engage your abdominals. Point your tailbone down towards the floor. Draw your shoulders up to your ears, and now draw them down again and notice the difference. This is your mountain pose. Now bring your hands together, interlace your fingers, and point your index fingers up towards the ceiling. Bend over to the right, bend over to the left. This is called the palm tree. You're swaying like a tree in the breeze. One more set. Let's go right and left. Return to center. Separate your hands. Now roll your shoulders back a few times. Fingers wide open, thumbs pointed back. Hold this one back. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Once again, check in with yourself. Point your tailbone down towards the floor. As you squeeze your shoulder blades together, you can tilt your chin up just a little bit and find a sparkle behind your eyes. Inhale, reach up high, the mountain pose. Turn your palms down to your thighs. Sweep your arms down as you sit low into chair pose. Please take a deep breath in and a long exhale. Now bring your hands to your left leg. Step back with your right leg. I need to move forward. Step back with your right leg. This is your high lunge. Inhale, sweep both arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, steeple grip. Half moon over to your left side. You're stretching from your hip all the way up to your fingertip. Come back to center. Sweep your arms down. Sit into chair pose. And now step back with your left leg. Sweep your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Steeple grip. Bend over towards your right. And stretch from your hip all the way up to your fingertip. Return up to center, please. Sweep your arms down, step in, chair pose. Now, Reach your arms up overhead as you simultaneously lift your heels. This is called the elevated mountain. And sweep your arms back down. Step your feet apart, hands to heart, Namaskar. So this is the Namaskar mudra. It's a prayer pose with your hands, and you bring your thumbs in to touch your sternum. The posture is also called Samastitihi, standing at attention to yourself. Inhale deeply and exhale. So now you can continue facing me. You saw that I ran out of space when I stepped back, right? Hopefully you've got plenty of space behind you. Instead, I'll teach the series over towards the left side first as I step my right leg back. This way you can follow along and see exactly what I'm doing. Fair enough? All right. I'm moving towards the front of my mat, and let's begin again. Inhale, reach up, the mountain pose. Bring your hands together, interlace your fingers, index finger up, that's steeple grip. Now palm tree right and left. One more set, right and left. Return to the center, separate your hands, draw your elbows back, point your tailbone down to the floor, lift your chest and tilt your chin up, find a sparkle behind your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach up high, the mountain pose. Exhale, sweep your arms down to your thighs. Sit low, chair pose. Transfer your hands to your left leg. Step back with your right leg, high lunge. And then find your balance here. Inhale. Exhale. Sweep both arms up, steeple grip. Half moon to your left, so reach from your hip all the way to your fingertip. You're reaching towards the left side. Inhale. Exhale. Return to the center and bring your hands down to your thigh. Lower all the way down to your knee. Be gentle and take your time. You can keep your foot folded or you can flatten your foot. The choice is yours. Bring your hands to your heart, elbows up. Now twist towards me, so twist towards the right. You're already facing me, so twist towards your right. Inhale, exhale. Return back towards your knee. Place your hands down on the floor. And bring your leg back so that you're in tabletop posture. Plant your hands down just underneath your shoulders. And then curl your tailbone under. Lift your tailbone up. Tilt your tailbone under once again. This is a very gentle cat pose. And then tilt your tailbone up. Find a long spine from the crown of your head out through your tailbone with your abdominals engaged. And now fold your toes. You can hover your knees above the ground or step back to high plank. Inhale deeply. A long exhale. Now lift your hips up, downward facing dog. You could walk your hands back and walk your feet in. So you're making a triangle position with your body, and you could keep your knees slightly bent, or you can straighten your legs if that feels accessible for you today. Take a deep breath in and a long exhale. Now please lift your left leg off the ground and reach your toes back behind you. Now you'll take a big step to the side of your mat, low lunge. And if you have to take a couple of little steps to get you there, that's okay. Toe heel your foot into the center of the mat. and walk your hands up to high lunge. There's no rush. Take a deep breath in and a long exhale. Step both feet together. Chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart with your elbows up. Twist towards your right, just like before. Return to the center. And as you stand up, lift your heels and reach up. This is called the elevated mountain. Lower your heels, bring your hands to your heart to Namaskar. Step your feet apart wide. Inhale. Exhale. With wisdom, I know. With virtue, I do. I am focused. I am grounded. Now you could stay right there. I'm going to move to the other side of the mat and we'll do the same series on the other side. Okay? Step your feet together once again. Bring your thumbs to your shoulders. Inhale, reach up, the mountain pose. Bring your hands together, steeple grip. Palm tree to the right and to the left. Again, to the right and to the left. Separate your hands, mountain pose. Bend your elbows back, point your tailbone down, lifted back bend. Let's have a little sparkle behind your eyes. Inhale, reach up, the mountain pose. Exhale, sweep your arms down to your thighs, sit down chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart, elbows up. Twist towards your left this time. Return to the center. Place both hands on your right leg and step back with your left leg. High lunge. Find your balance. Sweep both arms up over your head. Half moon to your right. So stretch from your hip all the way to your fingertips. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, sweep your arms down. You could place your hands on your thigh and lower all the way down to a low lunge. You can keep your foot folded or flatten your foot. The choice is yours. Bring your hands to your heart, elbows up. Twist to your left once again. A deep breath in, a long exhale. Return back to the center. Bring your hands down to the floor in front of you. And step your front leg back so that you're on your hands and your knees. Plant your hands just below your shoulders. Tilt your tailbone under, gentle cat. Tilt your tailbone up, gentle cow. Tilt your tailbone under, feel the stretch in your lower back. Your abdominals are engaged. Now very gently just lift your tailbone up a bit. And now find a neutral spine with your abdominals engaged. A nice long spine from your crown out to your tailbone. Fold your toes. Engage your abdominals. Hover your knees above the ground. This is a strong exercise, so exhale deeply. You have the option to step back to high plank. Let's have one more round of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lift your hips nice and high. Downward facing dog. You can keep your knees bent, or you can straighten your legs, lengthen your spine, and do your best to just simply relax here. Now lift your right leg up in the air, reach through your toes, and try to straighten your leg back behind you. And now swing your leg forward and take a big step forward, high lunge. And you can take some little micro adjustments, a few more steps. Just make sure you're exhaling. Now toe, heel, your foot into the center of your mat. And come up to high lunge. Once you've established your balance, step your back foot forward, chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart, elbows high, and twist to your left. Return back to the center. Lift your heels as you reach your arms up. Elevated mountain. Bring your hands to your heart, step your feet apart wide. Samasti Tahi. With wisdom I know, with virtue I do. I am focused. I am grounded. Inhale deeply. Exhale. This might be a great time for you to grab a sip of water. Now we're going to add on to this combination again. So we'll practice it with your right leg back, and then we'll practice it with your left leg back. Okay, are you ready? You could stay right where you are. I'm gonna switch sides again. Towards the front of your space, please step your feet together, ankle bones touch. Bring your thumbs to your shoulders and reach up overhead, the mountain pose. Bring your hands together, steeple grip, palm tree right and left. Return to the center, separate your arms, open up the cactus pose. Your tailbone points down, your chest lifts up. Inhale, reach up high, the mountain pose. Exhale, sweep your hands down to your thighs, chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart, elbows high. Twist towards your right. Return back to center. Both hands come to your left leg. Step back with your right leg. Establish your balance. And then sweep both arms up overhead. Half moon to your left. Reach from your hip all the way up to your fingertip. Come back into the center. Bring your hands down to your thigh. Lower down to your mat. Take your time. You can flatten your foot if you'd like. Bring both hands to your heart, elbows high, and twist to your right. Return back to center. Look down towards the floor and place your hands onto your mat. Come back to both knees. You can give yourself a very gentle cat-cow if that feels good. And as soon as you're ready, fold your toes up to knee hover or high plank. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips high in the air. A nice deep exhale. This time, bend one knee and then bend the other knee. So bend and add a little twist. Bend and add a little twist. Both heels high. Lift your left leg up in the air. Reach through your toes. And then take a big lunge forward towards the front of your mat. Take your time to toe, heel, your foot into the center of your space, and then step up one hand, your other hand, and here you are in high lunge. Now watch my back foot. You'll pivot your right foot so that one foot is pointed forward, one foot is pointed side. And if you look down, your front foot should intersect your back foot. And then settle into a nice low lunge. Press into the pinky edge of your back foot. Bring both hands to your heart. And now extend your arms open wide. This is the warrior two. You're gazing beyond your front hand. With wisdom, I know. With virtue, I do. I am focused. I am grounded. Your backhand comes to your back thigh, and your front arm reaches up, and you'll slide your backhand down your back thigh. And you might be looking forward, you might be looking sideways, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can look up towards your hand. This will challenge your balance, so please do whatever's best for you today. With virtue, I do. Now place your front hand on your front thigh and sweep your back hand over your head. This is called the extended side angle, and I'd like you to stretch from your fingertip down through your hip to your foot. And now stretch your arms straight up overhead. This is when you might want to use your block. So if you think you might want to use your block, just bring your block close to your ankle. You could bring it to the highest position if that's best for you. And I'll show you why. You could keep your hand on your thigh or bring your hand to your block as you straighten your front leg. This is Trikonasana, the triangle pose. You see that I'm making a giant triangle from my fingertips down to one foot and the other foot. And there's actually 3 other triangles in here. The triangle between my legs, and eventually the triangle from your hand and leg and foot. A deep breath in and a long exhale. Now bring your front hand to your front thigh and return to extended side angle. If you used a block, I'd like you to sweep your hand down, pick up your block and place it into the middle of your space so that you can use it later. And then we can continue sweeping our arm in big back strokes, up and back, up and back. And now open up to the warrior 2. Bring your hands to your heart and twist towards your front leg. And bring yourself to warrior 1. We'll hold this time. Okay, now this is the trickiest move of the whole class. So take your time. You'll lift your back foot and you'll pivot so that you're in a high lunge. And you might feel best placing your hands on your thigh for this exercise, or you might reach back behind you. This is a balance pose. We're diving into the warrior 3, and it looks like this. How did you do with your balance exercise? Step your feet together, please. Chair pose. It's a tough one, isn't it? Chair pose, come down with your hands at your heart, twist to your right, return to center, elevated mountain, up. Hands to your heart, step wide, Samastitihi. Deep breath in, long exhale. With wisdom I know, with virtue I do. I am focused, I am grounded. Take another round of breath as I move to the other side. Now I'll do the same sequence on the other side. Now, if you didn't get that balance posture, don't worry. The whole fun is in trying, right? Okay, bring your feet together, please. Ankles touch, thumbs to your shoulders. Inhale, reach up the mountain pose. Palm tree right and left. Mountain pose. Tilt your tailbone down to the floor, open up your chest. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, sweep your hands down to your thighs, chair pose. Hands to your heart and twist to your left. Bring both hands to your right leg. Step back with your left leg. High lunge. Sweep both arms up. Half moon over to your right. Stretch from your hip all the way to your fingertip. Return into the center. Bring your hands down to your thigh and lower your back knee down. You can flatten your back foot if you like. Bring your hands to your heart, elbows high, and twist to your left. Return back into the center. Walk your hands down to the floor in front of you and take your time unfolding your leg into tabletop. If it feels good, give yourself a gentle lower back stretch by tilting your tailbone under. And then find a long neutral spine with your abdominals engaged, and you can fold your toes and knee hover. Remember, long deep breaths here, or you can step your feet back and find high plank. Our breathing is fluid and deep. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips high into the air. Allow your head to hang heavy. Shake your head no and nod your head yes. Lift your right leg in the air, point your toes, lengthen through your knee, and then take a big step forward. And you could take a few steps if you need to, no problem. And then heel, toe, shimmy your foot into the center of your space. And walk up with one hand, and then the other hand. This is high lunge. Now pivot your back foot. You should feel nice and stable here. One foot forward, one foot side. We're really well balanced. Take your time, shifting into your lunge. Draw your shoulders up and stand proud. With wisdom I know, with virtue I do. Open up to the warrior two. The warrior two is wise and virtuous and focused and grounded. We're doing a lot of good work today, aren't we? Your back hand comes to your back thigh. Your front arm reaches all the way up. You should feel another great stretch from your fingertip all to your hip. Feels so good. This is called the peaceful warrior. So come on, give me a little smile. And now fold your front arm, and you could place your hand or your elbow onto your thigh. Elbow will be a little bit more challenging, right? So you get to choose. And now stretch from your fingertip down to your foot. Now we're moving to Trikonasana next. So if you know that you need your block, you'll sweep your arm back, you'll take your block and place it right in front of your ankle. Okay, and it can be low or high. And I did the high one before, so now I'll go low. So now return to extended side angle, and then reach your arms straight up overhead and straighten your front leg the best you can, and reach down to your block. Now, if reaching to your block does not feel good to you, you can place your hand gently on your front thigh or keep your front thigh bent. Trikonasana, the triangle pose. And now let's bend our knee again and place your hand or your forearm onto your thigh and reach over your head, extended side angle. Now flip your arm up and sweep a few big backstrokes. And this time your backstroke will take you all the way into the warrior two, boom. I am focused, I am grounded. Your hands come to your heart, twist towards your front leg, twist and twist and twist and hold. Okay, now you'll pivot your back foot. You might need to take a few little steps. You could place your hand on your thigh or your hands on your hips, or sweep your legs, your arms back. And now your back leg will come up. The warrior three. This is our big balance posture of the day. Inhale and exhale. And now you'll sweep your leg up, moving the block out of my way. And you'll sit down into chair pose. Woo, what a relief. Nice and safe in chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart and twist to your left. And return to center. The elevated mountain. Lift your heels. And now bring your hands to your heart. Step your feet apart wide. Samasti Tihi. Inhale and exhale. Your left hand comes to your heart and your right hand comes on top of that. Take this time to breathe deeply. If your heart rate is elevated, let's inhale and exhale. With wisdom, I know. With virtue, I do. I am focused. I am grounded. Say to yourself, self, I'm so proud of you for showing up today. You moved your body. You focused on your conscious breath, and you took pause from your busy life to be here with yourself. Say, self, I'm a slightly different person than I was just 30 minutes ago, and I am moving in the right direction. It was such an honor and privilege to be your guide today. I hope you had a positive experience. Please come back